Hello and welcome to JamboFANTV. A lot to talk about, a lot of news coming out today. We thought we'd start off with match review, same old, same old. We've got the manager situation sorted. Some will like it, some will hate it. We've got the Hearts ladies news, and we're also giving away. It's not a massive giveaway, but it's a giveaway. So we'll start off as normal. Just me, myself, and Gordon. Gordon, I didn't get up to the match. Did you get along to it, or did we see it on TV?
No, I'm a TV viewer of away matches at the moment, due to working through the festival. But yeah, I managed to work on Saturday and get home for 6 o'clock to see it, and I managed to avoid the result. And at 8 o'clock, I wished I hadn't bothered.
Yeah, I know. I can totally empathise with that. What's going on? I thought the defence had sort of got it sorted, and then all of a sudden, yeah. And it's not like we should expect to go to these places and win, but I definitely thought we had a win in us there.
Yeah, we did. The first half an hour of the game was quite even. We did the old trick, and I'll probably come on it. It's one of the things that I said last week annoyed me about Craig Levein when he was in charge. We went 1-0 up, and we kind of sat back a little bit. Thought, let them come on to us, and I thought we were punished for that attitude on Saturday. Within 10 minutes, we were 2-1 down.
Yeah, definitely a few defenders with lead boots, very, very stationary. I mean, I know what we're probably going on, and I said it before we came on. It feels like it's a bit like deja vu, really. Now, I might be being unfair. I always say this, and I have to check in with you. It's a therapist in me, Gordon. I have to check in. We got a lad from West Ham, and I thought our fitness levels were going to go up. I thought he'd be in amongst us. I thought he'd get us right. I don't even know if he's still at club. Hopefully he is, but we don't run. We're stationary, very, very stationary. And the way that we set up, again, you'll have to forgive me, so I'm sort of coming down to the English leagues. I think if you're playing big players up front, I mean, I'm not in favour of this kind of play, but you start to think a bit like Allardyce, hitting them big men up front, and I don't think we did. We didn't do anything really. And I know the big lad got his goal. The big lad got his goal. That's easy for me to say. But I don't think we played to our strengths. Don't think we move enough. And I was going to say we go to the gym. As you can tell, I don't go to the gym. Gogs, he runs, right? And then he goes and gets himself fit, right? These lads, at the end of the day, it's the least you could expect of them. They've got all day to have a run around and get fit. And I'd expect them to be a lot fitter than what they are. Am I being unfair, Gordon? Come on.
Probably not. I don't know if there's a thing. I think we maybe overcomplicate fitness these days. The sports science and the GPS things that the sports bras basically that they wear underneath their tops. I really found it quite concerning on Saturday. We were sitting watching the second half, and I thought, at some stage we must start having a go at them, and it just seemed to get worse, and we seemed to get slower as the game went on. It was really baffling performance for a team that was 2-1 down, to a team like Motherwell. With all due respect, in fact, bugger respect. So they're absolutely no good, Motherwell. We should be putting them under pressure big time, and that certainly never happened in the second half. And we were probably a tad fortunate with a couple of decisions for the far side linesman. That the defeat wasn't even worse on Saturday.
Definitely. Sorry, Gordon, you threw me there. I've got Lafferty now in a sports bra, and I want to poke my mind's eye out. I couldn't get beyond that. I know, I know what you're on about. No, it was a mismatch, and we're going to get onto it. And the elephant in the room, as I said last week, the manager's position. But I think that was the gaffer's opportunity to stamp his authority on the job, and I think that's cost him. I think it's cost him because they didn't seem to be playing for him. He didn't seem to be able to change it, and it was disorganised, to say the least. And well, I know the lad who follows us from Cumbria. It takes him a bloody ages to get up there, and he got all the way up there and totally and utterly let down. But it's the way it is. You can't turn up. You can't turn up and just expect to get the points. We seem to be a few players short. Do you agree?
Absolutely. And what you were saying there about the fans, and 2,500 fans at Motherwell on Saturday, that's absolutely fantastic for the state we're in at the moment. And what you're saying about Daly, for a guy who allegedly desperately wanted the Hearts job this time last week, I mean, how do you justify picking Stockton in front of Isma? And for all Isma's got his faults, he's not exactly he can be a bit greedy at times and maybe takes the wrong decision. But this guy, apart from his shot in the first couple of minutes and maybe holding up a couple of times in the first 10, I thought Stockton in front of Isma was an absolutely baffling decision.
Definitely. I mean, like I say, I could sort of get my head around it if it was two big lads up front and that you're just going to hit some, and it's just you're going to forget your midfield, which sometimes I wish we would, because they were bloody terrible as well. But you're going to hit these big lads up front, and like I say, it didn't happen. It's a big ask for Stockton, and like I said, there's a massive gulf in terms of talent between him and his mate. Hopefully he'll grow into the position with a bit of experience. But yeah, totally baffled me as well. You could argue, Ismail's work rate, but at the end of the day, he's in there to get goals, and he gets goals. Just didn't get it. Didn't get it. But in terms of what's happening at the club over the last few weeks, it's not the only thing I didn't get. Shall we go to the one that everybody wants? It's been announced today, like one of the worst kept secrets in the world. It was doing the rounds yesterday on social media. Gordon, we've got a manager.
Yeah, welcome back, Craig. Where have you been all these years?
Well, I was going to ask yourself, because you confessed last week that he bought you a bottle of beer, and I thought maybe you'd have some info. No,
that was a long time ago. Back when he was my hero, but I think he will be my hero again this time in about 6 months. But we'll see.
You never know. Right, the way that we're going to do this, I've got into some scuffles yesterday. Have a roll on Twitter and what have you. We just put stuff out there. We retweet it. It gets conversations going. Gets opinions, but I don't agree with everything that I put out. Just so you know. But I'll tell you where I'm up to with it in a minute. Right, we're going to do pros and cons, Gordon, so that we please everybody, or have a go at pleasing everybody. So, if we start with the pros. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to crack on?
No, I'll go if you like. Craig Levein's pros is that, in my opinion, he's yet to fail in the Premier League, if you like. He was good with us first time round. He certainly had a decent record. He built Dundee United up from a team that I don't know exactly where they were when he joined them. But he was like us. Dundee United were third force probably when he left them. So certainly his SPFL record, or his Scottish Premiership record, is definitely up there, and no problems there. If you can sort us out, then get us up to third or fourth. Right now, obviously, I'd set up for fourth, because you'd imagine Rangers and Aberdeen are going to be the ones vying for second and third. Probably ourselves and Hibs for fourth and fifth. And finishing above them would probably keep us all happy at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, It's going to be an hard one, this, for me, Gordon. In terms of pro, I totally agree with you. Organised. As a player, like you said, you said last week, hero were yours. If you can take some of that steel and instill it in players, take some of that history that he's got with Hearts and instill it in players, we've got a bit of fight, which is something that we've been lacking for quite some time now. Those players that will pull the jersey on, and organisational wise in defence, you know, that's his area, isn't it? That's where his strengths will come in. And to start with, you know, we're throwing the odd comment out there, and on Twitter, a lad got me thinking. I had to read this again because I didn't know ever got his thing. It's God, blimey, it's shits and giggles, shits and giggles, and he got me thinking. Can I put something on? And it was an ex-player basically saying that it's mismanagement from Levein, and you know everything should have been sorted, and this, that, and the other. And he just with a paragraph, he brought me back down to earth a little bit. And it's basically him saying, listen, mismanagement, let me tell you about mismanagement. Mismanagement's when the club's spending more money than it has and we start to suffer financially and we'll nearly go into liquidation because of it. That's mismanagement. And he goes on to explain about, you know, have I thought about Levein having a look at who's available and taking his time, not rushing into anything. Because if he'd have rushed into it, then, you know, and got it wrong again after Cathro, you know, everyone would have been up on it. He's talking about, you know, the progress that the club's making, and Levein being part of that management structure. That's, you know, everyone's wondering what is he doing, what is he doing. You know, he sort of brings the positives out in it. And you know, other people have been on Twitter. There's Christopher Nemo, who's talking about why not Levein? You know, why not? Everybody else that's put in for it, you know, they haven't got a record. They're not Hearts, and he sort of puts that argument forward. What is it? What's the negative around it? Then people might dislike his role that he's had, and. It's a difficult one, it is. But then kind of people just sort of put over a different side to it, which some people watching this will agree with. There are other people who are not happy, Gordon.
No, that's it. Well, we've said all along that Presley would have been divisive. My word, Craig Levein's divisive at the moment as well because of what's been going on behind the scenes. And obviously he's taken the brunt of appointing Cathro. Big time. What I don't know. What can you say? As I say, he's done it before. I mean, when we lost out on McLaren, when he withdrew and went away to Tel Aviv, and Friedman took his role at Crystal Palace. I mean, would you not take? Even though Presley was my thoughts initially, you would take Levein over Presley. You would probably take Levein over Hartley. Tommy Wright doesn't want to work with Levein, so that ruled him out. You would have taken Levein probably over most of the other candidates, going by his record. Definitely. So, yeah. Well, that's what it is. Let's move forward. I say support him. A lot of people, like you say, people on the radio today being interviewed outside Tynecastle saying they'll not be back as long as Craig Levein's at Tynecastle. Come on, give me a break on that one, eh?
Yeah, I mean, it's taking her a bit far. And at the end of the day, you know, club's made its decision, and you know, we've said it on here. I don't think that player's played bad, you know, on purpose. I don't think, you know, he's going to give it his best shot. You've got to get behind him. It's the way that it is. I think the thing which looking on sort of social media and what have you, what people have been saying, and it's a difficult one because we're not behind the scenes. We're not, you know, maybe to the bigger picture as it was. But Reed did. Brian Reed, he put in for the job last week, Gordon, for some unknown reason, didn't get an interview. So maybe he's got an axe to grind with Levein. But he's basically pointing out that, it took 4 weeks and, they've interviewed, and then all of a sudden the candidate was there anyway. I mean, some people can come back and say, actually, to go through that process, give everybody the proper opportunity to interview, and then actually don't see anybody taking us forward. But Brian points out we need 4 to 5 players at least. So why take this long? And then we've got days now, really, to get anybody in. Why take this long? What do you think on that, Gordon?
I agree. I think I've said it. That my biggest worry about sacking Cathro right at the start of August and taking a length of time like he has, and Budge has to make a new appointment, has probably cost us in the transfer window. I mean, my thinking last week was, if we have got a candidate who, I think they wanted Friedman for a start, and I think Friedman maybe had the Crystal Palace offer thrown at him either last minute. We maybe got gazumped with that, or he had it on the table anyway, and he was considering both. But as I said last week, I thought anybody who knew if they came in for the outside, they would have targets. My worry about Levein is that I'm not sure he wanted the job. I'm not sure he'd be prepared, as in having a list of targets to do business in the next 4 days. So that is an absolute good point with Brian there, that we've got a big problem recruiting, and we do need 4 or 5 players, especially in the middle of the park.
Definitely. I mean, for us to be able to compete this year, that's a 4 or 5's a definite. I'd hate this season just to be about not getting relegated. I'd hate this season just this early on to just be about sort of containing the situation and sort of working our way through it. Because that just make me really, really sad, and I think people would start to drift away, not just from the ground but financially as well. But I'd like to think, Gordon, what do you think on this? That maybe he's in for the season because the people that they want, or the man that they want, isn't available at this moment in time, but he will be once the season's over. What do you think about that one?
I'm assuming that you're maybe keeping the seat warm for a certain ex-Hibernian Northern Ireland manager, but yeah, that's a possibility. I didn't actually manage to read through much of the reports. As I say, I've been out all day today, so I've not seen what's happening with Austin McPhee. I've seen that Daly and Fox and Gallagher are still going to be part of his coaching, 4-man coaching team, but I didn't see much about McPhee. Had McPhee been mentioned prominently, then I certainly would have bought into the suggestion that Craig Levein's keeping the seat warm for Michael O'Neill, which might still be the case, and would probably be quite exciting actually going forward if we can prize him away from Northern Ireland. Maybe we could. There's also the possibility we could get him at Christmas if. It looks like Northern Ireland will finish second in their group. If they were to lose the playoff, he might be happy to make the move before the end of the season. But there's definitely possibilities keeping the seat warm for somebody else, and they've got somebody in mind already.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of lend to that as well. At the end of the day, it's the thing for me, God, is it's massive. We talk about strikers and sort of key players within squads. Manager, it's massive. And sides that succeed, that's another one that's hard for me to say. Sides that succeed, they tend to go and get who they want. Does that make sense? They know, they identify. And I've said it before. I would have liked us to have, whether it's finances and that, I'm not too sure. Like I say, I'm not privy to that, but I'll just go out and take somebody from another club and get them in. But at the end of the day, if there is a plan there behind that we're getting a stronger manager in the future, then yeah, we've got to get behind Levein. Anyone that's watching, you've got to get behind. I mean, it's crazy to say you're not going to turn up to a game. At the end of the day, it's Hearts. You know, it's a Hearts player pulling on a Hearts jersey, and you go along and see them. Just like the times when, you know, Hearts have been absolutely bloody hammered, and then you turn up the week after. That's what it's all about. That's what it is. Would you agree with that, Gordon?
Absolutely. The only problem with what you say there is going and getting another, and identifying and taking a manager from another club in August is probably, well, it's undoubtedly the toughest time of year to do it, when the managers are just starting out their season and they are fairly secure in their own jobs at that stage.
Yeah,
they're just not interested in moving probably at that stage. Without it's certainly the clubs will be saying that there's absolutely no danger, and they'll be doing all they can to hang on to their man at that stage.
Yeah, it is. It's a difficult one. I mean, we're sitting here deliberating it. God knows how directors and what have you really feel trying to sort it out. But positives, you know, like I said, season tickets sold, club on the up, new stand, which is looking, you know, in the future, Gordon, if they can't fill it, they can grow tomatoes in it. There's an opportunity. There's an opportunity there for a business. But it looks fantastic, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think a lot of Hearts fans have actually come to the acceptance that we're going to be maybe taking a hit, being fourth or fifth at best for the next 2 or 3 seasons until this stand starts to bear fruit. And I'll tell you what, some size of greenhouse if you want to grow tomatoes in it, that's for sure.
I think we get bigger tomatoes down here in England, though. I think that's what it's too cold up there. Too cold. But yeah, massive. While we're talking about Hearts, massive positives. Let's not just, you know, Levein. If you're not a Levein fan, don't let it get you down. At the end of the day, it's Hearts. Let's just get out there. Let's sing. Let's sort it out. Let's get behind them and see where the journey takes us. I'm sure we're not going down this year. Definitely. God, have I said it now? I'm touching wood somewhere. Right, we had a competition and it didn't come off. We said if Ash scores for Hearts Ladies, we were giving a T-shirt away. You saw it on Twitter. It's got all the kits and everything from 19 whenever, you know, all the way up to 2000 whenever. But we're still going to give it away. Hearts Ladies, they lost 1-0 to Butchie, the university side, and Ash gave it a best shot. The full team did. They lost 1-0. Wasn't a brilliant. God, I tweeted you at the time, didn't it? Not a brilliant sort of start for the weekend. For, you know, the men lost, the women lost, the Hearts Ladies development lost. I was talking to Sam on Twitter, and she said they gave a brilliant performance. They lost 3-1. She said, but you know, they played really well, and she was gutted about losing. But we've chosen from Twitter. It's I'll contact you on Twitter. Just need to get your address so I can send it to the printers who are doing them, and then I'll get it sent straight to your door. And you know, if you can, give us a picture back, and then people know that we do give prizes out, and that we're not just blagging it, or they come straight to me and Gordon. Should we finish on a high, Gordon?
What you got high after this weekend, Scott? Go for
it. Right, there was a derby. Right, I'm gonna put this. There was a derby, and it was the Hearts Ladies. I think it was the under-15s development squad, and they beat Hibs. So any victory over Hibs will be celebrated. So that was the only victory that I could see, and Hearts Ladies will probably tweet and say there's other stuff going on. But yeah, that's me grabbing a little bit there, a moral victory. So yeah, that was the victory over the weekend, Gordon.
Yeah, well done, girls. I always love to put one over then, yeah.
And we got it. And on Twitter, we've got a bit international, Gordon. Kenneth Bell, Bell Kenny, 2015. America likes listening to us. I don't know what he gets from it.
Maybe it's your accent, I don't know.
You probably couldn't understand it. Yes, some Scot and some Northern bloke who talks a bit like Peter Kay. Yeah, I don't know what he gets from it, but I'm really glad he listens to us. There's loads of tweeting on here. And we've covered everything, Gordon. I think we have. I think Twitter and social media and all the rest of it's going to be massive for the next sort of 9 days. We've got this break, haven't we, where you can start to work on the team.
Yeah, and to just Craig Levein's first game, there's probably about 60,000 tickets available for the next game. So get yourselves along to Murrayfield and cheer on the big man.
Yeah, that's it. Well, no pressure there then, is there? Get yourself along to the games. Hearts ladies next week. Do you know? I had this.
They're in Perth. They're in Perth, yeah.
They are in Perth. Playing away in Perth. Do you know, God? I'm toying around with that one. You know, toying around with it. Whether it come up, and then I looked at it on the map, and bloody hell, it's it's a fair distance to come from Yorkshire, from Dales. But I might give it a go. You never know. I might tweet you and let you know to come through for that one. There's a victory coming. I'm sure there's a victory coming. Thank you so much. Chill your beans. Get behind the new manager and come on. Whether it's male or female, it's Hearts. Get along and support them. We've been JamboFANTV. Speak again soon.